Hi, if you love Polish Saber as much as I do and just swords and sword fighting, hammer in general, an important tool you need to have is trainers. These are safe sparring swords which are specifically made for just basically improvised combat training. Now, we all love having a live blade, sharp steel sword cut through everything, whether it's a water bottle or a mat in the backyard. That's some of the funnest times you'll ever have. However, if you were to use these blades for a sparring session, it would end very quickly, as well as your life, I'm guessing. So we need these trainers in order so we can battle each other around and no one gets hurt too seriously. Now, in the past, I've owned two trainers for Polish Saber sparring. The first is this very affordable one from Purple Heart Armory. As you can see, it's very basic. It's basically a flat piece of unbreakable plastic with a paracord handle. Weighs about 500 grams, so it's nice and light in the hand. And for the bad part, this gets it done, especially for a beginner. A bit more of an advanced one I have, but more expensive model is this one here. I got off a Russian seller on Etsy. Now, as you can see, it's got a fuller along the blade, nice shape, metal reinforcements, and yeah, that is actually 900 grams, so it weighs like a relatively heavy example of a real saber. Now, I wanted something, a product which was basically much more closer to my exact idea of a Polish saber, something that has all the actual features. And fortunately, an actual store in Poland, Silkfencing, which is run by some amazing practitioners, are selling a new line of synthetic sabers. So I purchased two of them and we're going to have a look at them today. Alright, I ordered a pair of these from Poland. Now, as you can see, they both have this same Polish saber design blade that's made out of the unbreakable plastic, same as everything else. However, what's really great about these is they are exactly what you want in a Polish saber. I've got two different varieties, but their store is excellent. You can select what guard and whether or not you want the thumb ring on it. This one here is your classic Hussar knuckle bow. That's really nice. And the L guard with a thumb ring optional on that one. Now, as you can see, while the blade is made out of the classic unbreakable plastic we're all used to, the handle itself is a different material. It has a bit of a pattern here. That gives you obviously a bit more grip, but not just that, it also is slightly soft. Now, this is not spongy soft, your hand can't dig fully into it, but it definitely does absorb some of the vibration from hard impacts. Now, the guard here too is very classic, exactly what all historical examples of Polish saber have, and that's just really beautiful. Now, to be 100% honest, it definitely has a bit of a homemade look to it, but I love and appreciate that, knowing that someone has actually put this together by hand rather than just being punched out in a factory. One of the signatures of Polish saber is the thumb ring. Now, as you can see, it's an optional extra you can order, and I ordered it on the one with the L-shaped guard. I want the thumb ring on that one. I want one with and one without, and it's really great. Now, you might be saying, hang on a sec, you said thumb ring, that's not exactly a ring. Now, historic examples, it is a full ring, but on these trainers it isn't. Now, there's an obvious reason for this, however. Some people, they're worried about their little hand getting hurt while they're training, so they'll wear a padded glove. Now, with a glove on, obviously, padding on the thumb is going to prevent you from putting your thumb in if the ring was closed. So having it open like this is not a mistake, it is actually purposely for the trainer so you can grip it. Even if you have a chunky glove, that is not going to stop you being able to use it to manipulate the sword the way it's meant to be used. So once again, a trainer that actually has a thumb ring which you can use during sparring is just absolutely perfect. These sabers weigh in at about 640 or so grams. Now, that is very close to the weight of a 700 gram saber, so they're heavy enough to be realistic and on the lighter end enough so that you're not breaking your wrist and losing stamina. You can go for a very long time with these, because going for a long time is important. But anyway, as you can see, there's a bit of flex in the blade here, Not a hell of a lot, but it's enough so that you're not going to punch holes through someone if you thrust. But that's not what this is about. Polish Saber is more about the slashing, and it just handles beautifully. It feels like an actual sword. Some trainers tend to have that problem of feeling a hell of a lot like you're just swinging a stick. These ones, because of, I believe, the blade shape, as well as the extra material around the handle, they have a point of balance. Let me just try and figure out. There we go. That's relatively where it is on most sabers. So it is a bit forward, but that is the case with many actual sabers, and it just handles so well. Now that little bit of flex too, my heavyweight Russian training saber, you can swing it all day and it doesn't move. However, this one, if you go completely silly and make a swing without proper blade alignment, you can actually get feedback. You can feel in the handle when the blade is flexing. If you have correct blade alignment, it doesn't move that way. So even when you're practicing just air swings, you can check your own form, because if I do something stupid like that, I could literally feel it turning in my hand from the flex of the blade. Whereas if I put a bit of edge alignment on it, definitely you can feel the difference. So this sounds kind of silly, but it really does help. Now obviously for a product like a sparring saber, it's got to go through a hell of a lot of a beating. So now we've got to test the durability of the product by smashing the pad as hard as I can. Okay, maybe that's not the best approach.
You are safe.
I've given it quite a few hard blows, not just then, but previously on targets, and it holds up well. There's no movement in any of the parts. The blade is relatively undamaged. It's got a few marks, that's more from blade on blade sparring, but this is definitely a very solid piece of equipment which I believe will be highly durable. I highly recommend these. I absolutely am in love with these trainers. They're actually made in Poland by Polish saber practitioners, so you are definitely supporting the cause by purchasing them, and I'll put the link in the description where you can buy them. The pricing is good, quality is great, and like I said, you just do not have another trainer I'm aware of which so closely is what you want for Polish saber. This is sparring in Polish saber, and I just absolutely love these, and everyone who loves Polish saber should go out and buy one of these straight away.
So we're actually going to do some sparring.
Okay, we'll do some sparring.
Are you sure you don't want to put a helmet on before we start fighting?
I'm not going to need a helmet sparring you. Maybe you'll need some tissues for all the crying you're going to do once I cane you. Get ready.
You flail your sword like a soy boy. Pick it up.
can't lose to my kid. Everyone on YouTube's gonna laugh at me. Ugh.
I told him he should have worn a helmet, but I think I know what will wake him up.